What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react to this recent news report about an act of heroism from a British police officer who was actually on vacation here in the United States. And I guess he ended up helping save an American police officer while they were being attacked or something, which, I mean, if that's true, that's unbelievable. That's amazing. So today, I really wanted to check out this story and learn about what happened. So let's take a look. Oh, here we go. On May 7th, Officer Peter Kinsey saw a man walking on the I-440, so on like a highway in the US. I think this is in like Nashville, Tennessee, I believe. The I-440 exit ramp going towards the interstate. He saw a man walking on the highway. I mean, in the United States, that is considered like pretty weird. I don't know about like the rest of the world. I know like people actually get out and walk and bike places, but here in the US, like randomly walking, especially on like an interstate or highway, that alone is like pretty strange and kind of suspicious. Okay, despite commands to stop, the man kept walking. I feel like we're missing some details here. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's like, how did it go from spotting a random guy walking? You know, that's considered a bit strange, but it's not like against the law or anything. So that's this. I feel like maybe we're missing some context, but anyway, they commanded this man to stop, but he didn't, and he kept walking. And I guess at that point, if the police, here in the US, if the police are giving you a command, like, I mean, police here can't necessarily, like, search your home or search your car or force you to do unlawful things like that. But if the police ask you to just, like, stop and talk to them, legally, if they don't have just cause, you might not actually have to, but you probably should if you have nothing to hide. Or so they commanded him to stop, but he decided to keep walking. So that's not illegal, but that's weird. So Officer Kinsey got out of his patrol car and went to check on him. This guy must have been was he just walking at like I know in the US, we're not really known for getting out and exercising or and walking, but is it this? Like, does it demand this much of a response? Or was this guy like doing something insane? Like, I don't know. But the police in Nashville, Officer Kinsey, decided to get out of his a cop car and go up to him and talk to him. Oh, I guess that's what we're seeing right now, like in the video. Where like it seems like a pretty slow evening or the middle of the night or something, just walking down this road. So there's the guy behind the text, and he's like, at this point, he's standing still. Looks like he's like waiting for the police to walk up to him. Whoa! What is happening? Why are we suddenly like getting attacked? Why are we suddenly in his face? I mean, I realize now maybe we're not going to get all the details of this story, but I do feel like we're missing some things here. The 43-year-old pedestrian instead began to fight Officer Kinsey, attempting to grab his service weapon. Okay, now this is totally been flipped upside down. This has become something. This started as like kind of a weird, albeit perhaps innocent, like welfare check, but yeah, at best, like, or curiosity, where the police are like, "What are you doing?" Or maybe somebody call. Sometimes people just like call the police because they're like, "This guy is acting suspicious. Can you go check it out?" That could have happened. I don't know, but they went up to talk to him, which, whether you like police or not, that's, an innocent enough thing, I think. And somehow it transitioned into we are in a physical confrontation, a wrestling match with this random guy. So now, if this guy had anything like going in his favor, like, oh, the police are harassing me for walking, for exercising, now he's attacking the police for questioning him, which is obviously illegal, and he's trying to grab the officer's gun, which is now this is insane. This is the worst case scenario for this police officer. This guy has become totally irate and is trying to kill him, grab his gun, and and do what? You can only assume. Oh my god.
It's probably the closest near-death experience I can say I've had,
Wow.
and probably the most traumatic on this job.
So this is him? This is the Officer Kinsey, who was trying to talk to this random guy, got out of his car to talk to him, started getting attacked, and now this random guy on the road is trying to kill him. That is terrifying, especially if he's starting to realize maybe this guy is overpowering him, even though he's a police officer. He's only human. He's getting overpowered. This guy's trying to take his gun, maybe trying to kill him, and he's saying this is the most terrifying thing in his experience. And let me tell you, police in the United States sometimes don't have the best reputation for being nice, or certainly, especially if you've heard some stories like that. But I'll say police here have to deal with some of the biggest BS in the world. Like, if you're a police officer in the United States, you have to go about your day with the knowledge that any American, any person around you could have a gun. Because it is extremely easy to get a gun and own a gun and carry a gun in the United States. So I do feel like police here operate under like a very scary sort of pretext that probably makes them, let's face it, on edge. Like, who wouldn't be? Especially if you're in a big city like Nashville. So he doesn't know if this guy has a gun. He doesn't know what he's doing. This guy's attacking him, stealing his service gun.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't use my gun on me.
Whoa. So we have like audio and video from he's actually talking to the guy during this attack. The man was able to get on top of What? This guy was able to get on top of Officer Kinsey and fired one round from his gun while it was still holstered in his belt. This guy got on top of the officer and actually got his finger in the trigger and fired the gun. Which, I mean, depending on that's insane. This is no wonder this officer is saying this is terrifying. And police officers, especially in like big cities, have had to deal with some major crap in their career. So for him to say this was like one of the scariest or the scariest moment, that's saying something. He fired the gun. I mean, that would have been pointing down at the ground and still in his belt. It could have shot him in the leg or something. Or in the hip, or that's terrifying. This has totally, oh man, like gone down the darkest, most dangerous path. Like, of all the possible outcomes of like just walking up to a random guy, like walking at midnight and being like, what are you doing? This is like the worst scenario.
Your gun on you?
It's very scary. I knew he was going for my gun. That was all that I could do. The thoughts going through my head was, he's not getting my gun away from me, and I'm just gonna have to hang on until somebody gets here.
hang on and wow. That's like, he is screwed. If that's his, if it's to the point where he's not thinking about fighting back or handcuffing him or arresting him, he's just thinking, I have to survive until who's gonna get to him? And someone did get to him. Sergeant Taylor Johansson, a Kent police veteran. Kent is somewhere in the UK, who had just landed in Nashville for vacation from the UK. Sergeant Taylor Johansson, a British police officer, or a veteran officer, maybe he's retired, or he just happened to be on this random road in Nashville while this American police officer was getting tackled, assaulted, and maybe murdered. Unbelievable. How freaking lucky for our guy, the American cop. And what did Sergeant Taylor Johansson do even? Because that's to jump in to this dangerous, insane situation. That takes a lot of courage.
Okay, listen. Please, can you get up, mate?
I'm just very happy and was very surprised when he came. And like I said, when I heard him say the first things out of his mouth, I was like, oh.
Oh, first he's thinking like, oh, an angel has appeared and he's British. Probably thinking like, I'm saved. How random, because he's like hearing an accent or something from his point of view. Sergeant Johansson assisted in the arrest of the 43-year-old and stayed with Officer Kinsey until additional patrol arrived. No way. This is such a cool story. Man, were we lucky that our American officer in Nashville on this random interstate, that this British police officer veteran was just like driving by, and that he stopped and seemingly stopped, got out of the car, saw what was happening. A lot of Americans at that point, I'm going to be honest, like would probably not necessarily jump in, like, because a lot of people definitely have a mindset of like watching out for themselves, especially here in the US when it comes to this kind of like it comes down to a lot of people have guns, especially if you're like assaulting a police officer. So I'm afraid a lot of Americans driving by would have just been like, I'm not gonna get involved with all that. I don't want to die. I don't know what's going. Thank God for this British police officer stopping and caring and having the courage to and the wherewithal to understand that he needed help. Wow.
I saw the car parked up and then I could see people fighting on the floor. I think we'd been on the flight for 8 hours, so it took me a second to realise what was going on.
Wow!
And then as I ran over, I could see the male on top of the officer assaulting him quite badly, so
He just like saw what was going on, took a moment and started running over to help. This guy is amazing. You know, British people should be so proud of this guy. I am so proud of this guy and thankful. Oh my God.
I decided to jump in and tackle him, take him off.
That's not, I mean, he is like an officer, so I guess he has like that mentality of like justice and like dealing with this kind of thing, but this is not normal behavior. This is an act of like heroics. It's not normal to just like run in to a gun wrestling match and like jump in and like, you want to think people would do that, but it takes someone extraordinary, quite frankly. Today, Officer Kinsey and Chief Drake were able to thank Sergeant Johansson before he returns to England. Oh, awesome. How are they like giving him some kind of Nashville honorary badge or something? Maybe. Did they just give him... Hold on. What is that? Are they giving him golf balls? Does that say Callaway? What am I doing? That's how you really know that we're buds now. We're all friends. Are those like golf tees? That definitely says Callaway. Does it? Am I imagining this? So cool.
My sister and her partner live here. My parents used to live here as well, so we've been coming here since I was 15. So we
Oh,
love it.
wow.
So we were just over for a week to relax without the children, but it didn't
Wow.
start off very relaxing.
He just so happens to have family in Nashville area. What a nice guy. I mean, don't be fooled. This guy is a savage, like running in, doesn't care. He's been to the US many times, he says. He knows what's up. This is so cool.
I know that feeling of waiting, and you can hear the sirens coming, and it feels like the longest time. So
Look at that. This is like from that day. Like shaking his hand, like, thank you, my God, thank you.
and you can hear the sirens coming, and it feels like the longest time. So
Wow.
to be able to speed that up and give him the help that he needed was, it means a lot to me as well that I was able to help.
That's cool too. Like, a lot of people would be kind of tooting their own horn, like, yeah, I did that. I'm cool. He's like, it was an honor to help. Like, that's so amazing. Wow. Is that it? Okay, that's it. There they are. He quite literally may have saved this American police officer's life. Because you heard straight from his mouth, he was just like trying to keep this guy from getting his gun. And that was like, who knows how long he would have been able to do that? Seriously. He said, I'm just like trying to keep him off my gun. He had kind of failed because the assailant is shooting the gun in his holster. So it was kind of, seems like a losing battle. You hate to say it, but I think he really may have saved his life. I think that's totally reasonable, that he is the reason he's alive. That's unbelievable. What luck. What fortunate circumstances, and what an amazing British guy who happens to be a police officer. Amazing. This is such a cool story. So I think this happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I just wanted to learn about the details and what exactly happened, and this totally exceeded my expectations. This is an amazing story. So I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this amazing story. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.